Alright, so I've taken all the rear factory sleeper mounts off, and I've got the front factory sleeper mounts unbolted, but they're sandwiched between this tank mount. So I gotta take the rest of the tank mounts off to get it off, which they need to come off anyway, so we can clean and paint the frame, and we're gonna swap these tanks from side to side. And Christopher's got the front cab mount pilot holes drilled, and then we've got to move this cross member mounts, and that will get the rear cab mounts, and then we'll also have to figure out the holes for the sleeper mounts. Got a mag drill. We'll get the mag drill. We got a bit coming for a rotor broach to drill the pilot holes out to 1/2 inch. And so we're moving right along. Get that, and once we get the mounts on, then probably, I don't know if we'll set the cab first or set the motor in the frame first, but either way, those things have to happen, and then we'll start working on where the air dryer will mount, and where the fuel filter will mount back on the frame, and then we'll have to get some the power steering reservoir where it will mount, and then we'll have to get some power steering lines made, more than likely. The fuel lines that run from the fuel filter that's mounted on the frame to the fuel filter that's got the primer on, that's mounted on the engine, and lines that run from that to the fuel lines that run from the lift pump to the filter housing up here. I have to have those fuel lines. Like I said, lines from the power steering pump to the reservoir, and then.
Hey, you want to check this out? I've been looking everywhere.
Alright, see, on this side of the motor, we've already replaced this oil fill, which it's upside down because I'm gonna pressure wash it again, so I didn't want it to fill up because I don't have a filler cap yet. Like I said, we'll pop this plug out and move our dipstick over here. I think this was actually a block heater originally. We'll put a pipe plug in here, a pipe plug here. Got to change some fittings here. This manifold, this turbo flange is at the wrong angle. And this is a 3-piece manifold, so I've got the middle piece coming, which is at the right angle, because the manifold on that other truck is pretty garbaged. So I've got it coming in the right studs and spacers and everything to put it on with. So, and the reason we're having to do this is because this engine right here was not in a Kenworth. It was in a Ford truck, unfortunately. But it's not the Ford part. I mean, we're getting all the Ford parts off of it, but anyhow, it's a 3406B, and we're just reconfiguring it like it would have been configured in a Kenworth. So, like I said, we're moving along. Of the two engines, we didn't have a good clutch, and both flywheels need surfacing, so we'll surface a flywheel and source us a clutch, and then we're going to do an oil pan gasket, the clutch housing gasket, this rear seal that goes in the middle of the clutch housing, which is the flywheel seal, rear main seal on the engine. So we'll get those. This engine does not have jakes on it, so we're going to source some jakes for it. And so that's what we got going on right now. Alright, so several of you guys had said something about suggesting that I look at the day cab company for headliner and interior stuff. And my wife Boots, when she first saw these trucks, the first thing that she did was open the door and look at the interiors. She is a seamstress by trade, way before she was a truck driver, and is very good at her craft. And she has some ideas, and if I cheated her out of doing the interior on this truck, I don't know if I could live with her or not. So we're not going to let that happen. But anyhow, she just did a little project that she can tell you about, and she's actually got the headliner out of her Kenworth in here on the table, which she's doing a video on, but she hasn't finished the project, so she hasn't finished the video. But that's what's going on right now, and I'll tell them what's going on.
I'm a thrift store buff, so I like repurposing stuff. This was my roll up, and it is junk. I had made a roll up out of leather one time, which turned out great for Christopher's older or much larger wrenches. But here's my new roll up made out of one pair of Wranglers, size 40 waist. Over here I got disgusted with my headliner because I had mismeasured the diamonds for the thickness of foam, so I've added more foam there, and I guess I'm just going to bite the bullet and do that today. Finish that finally. And here's a picture front and back of the door panel that I took out of the driver's side, the driver's side of Del Rey's 68. I'm going to put it this way because it's real floppy. But what we plan on doing is I'm going to replace the carpet basically where it goes now, and then we're going to do big diamonds here in the center, and then do a flat piece of vinyl here. And I'm going to try my hand at doing some embossing with the vinyl. So yeah, going to learn a new trick and see how it goes.
All right, so on the door here, I got the old chain regulator. And so what I'm thinking is, because it's non-functional right now anyway, we might take like a universal street rod power window setup and replace this setup with that, and kind of make it reliable and everything. So if we do that, then we'll lose this this window crank here. We can put the switches in the dash, and that way it'll leave the door panel open. Now Boots said that she was going to emboss something. She's going to emboss in this area right in here, somewhere in the center of the door, the crooked K keyhole, which is this right here. This hole, this is a Kenworth trademark, call it keyhole, with the crooked K, because this model, that was the trademark for this particular age Kenworth. So she's going to do the crooked K's there. This is the back panel of the sleeper. She's going to do a big crooked K in the back of the sleeper. And underneath this vent on the door, she's going to do a crooked K embossed in it. So that's kind of our interior plans, and it'll all be the diamond tuft, bigger diamonds with buttons. And so that's what the plan is, and she's going to do us a jam up job on it, and So as it goes together, we'll show you more. She's sourcing materials, the little carpet pieces we need, and the vinyl that she's going to use to actually do the upholstery with. So that's where we're at on the interior part. So I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, she's been looking at these old trucks for a while and planning in her head. So we're going to let her roll with it. And I'm sure that we will be way more than pleased with the final result. So y'all stay tuned and we'll show you all of that.